Well, welcome back everybody. Today I'm going to be working on the floor. Yes, it's gotten to that point. I've cleaned out the van. I need to give it a good clean with a vacuum cleaner, not a Hoover, because that's a trade name, everybody. With a vacuum cleaner. And then start putting down, I've got some insulation to put over the top of the original flooring to make the vinyl planks I'm going to put over the top to make it nice and cushy, as they would say, as Mr. Trotter would say. And then put the planking over the top. I have gone for a waterproof planks. A lot of the flooring ranges between, let's call it 4mm up to 12mm. I've gone halfway house, 8 because it seemed reasonably rigid for my liking. 4 for my liking seemed a little bit flimsy. I'm sure if you've got a really solid flat floor it will be fine, but my floor over there is not flat. Hence putting in something that's a little bit thicker seemed to be the way forward. And also the other consideration is keeping the weight down, so when I was selecting the flooring I was also checking the weight of the packs. And to be fair, there's not a lot in it. Obviously there's a big difference between the 4mm and the 12mm, and the 8mm was a halfway house. Hence I was quite happy with that, and because I'm not going to put a full build in here of furniture, it shouldn't be an issue with the overall weight of the van. Well, it will not be an issue with the overall weight of the van. For the flooring I've actually gone for this rather than a sheet. The sheet was really thin, and again that didn't sit comfortably with me. This is 4mm, does have a little bit of resistance to it in respects of thermals and a little bit of sound deadening. It all helps. So it's extruded polystyrene foam underlay. There you go. And again, another B&Q DIY home depot, whatever you want to call it, which is good. And the material is XPS foam, which seems to be the state of play these days. So what I need to do, is, there's some more info for it there, just, and if anyone's looking what I'm doing, I need to lay that and cut it into situ once I've actually cleaned the floor. There you go. I don't have to go mad. It's about the 3rd time I've done it in the last couple of days, so it's all pretty good already. Just making sure, just to capture any final bits. So what I need to do now is put the foam down. Wish me luck. You certainly do discover when you're doing a van build that it's all the little jobs around the edges of the major jobs that take time, because you got to get it all prepped and completed before you can do the big tasks. Hence this part I'm showing you here, which is that little noggin that was crafted expertly to put into the gap there. I hadn't glued it in as yet, so doing that now, give that a period of time to cure and set before I put the foam and the flooring over the top. Yes, there you go. And just like magic, the floor's in. Ba-ding! Well, the foam, the easy cut foam insulation for, yeah, so there you go. I did come out a template for the wheel arch, so it's not too bad. That little corner up there is a bit scrappy, needs cleaning up, and I need to put some slithers down the edge there, but that's fine. I wanted to get the main areas done because those aren't going to be walkways, so that's fine. I'll show it to you from the rear. There you go. So I need to tape it up as well to make sure it's all nicely sealed. I'm not too worried about the edges because I've got so much insulation there. those gaps are going to make absolutely bugger all difference. Hurrah! So, nay bad. There you have it, boys and girls. Easy cut installation, nice and easy. Bit fiddly. Definitely easy to do if there's two of you, but regrettably it was just me today. And that's just the way it goes. I would have loved to have seen this without the panels on the side. The whole thing would look like something like a spaceship inside from NASA. Fantastic. Ooh, that could be a theme for the interior of my van. I don't think so. Well, here we have it. Another day, another dollar. I was going to do a massive reveal of the flooring I was going to be using, and I'll do a bit of a review of it. I'll show you the pack and whatnot. But I got caught up in trying to get the packs I've got to fit on the floor and spread out so I didn't repeat, and how to do it, because I know you're supposed to put a line down the middle, then work out from the middle to the edges, but I was also trying to maximise the packs I've got, and also have this one here as big a step as possible without a join in the middle by the door. Forget that I've just put that in there, that just clips off. I was testing the spacing. So yeah, so basically I wanted that one to be one continuous panel, and yeah, I initially started putting the joints 50-50 down the middle, but because the floor is not 100% in respects to if it's 50-50 here, so if I have to cut those panels in half and utilise the half at the end, guess what, it's not enough. I'm short at the end, which is a bit of a bugger. So I'm just trying to figure out, or I'll bite the bullet and do it one way or another. But there you go. So the tip I would certainly give people is when you're looking at panellings, if you're going to go the way I've gone, measure, because they do come in different widths and lengths, and measure it and see how it's going to work out in your van, because otherwise what's possibly going to transpire with me, I'll have to buy another pack and just chop it up to fill in the bits, and I'll end up with a load of waste because I can't get them to fit properly. But there you go. Excuse me, my morning cough, what can I say? Right, okay, upwards and onwards. Hopefully this will come out. This is the pack I've bought. It's a waterproof planks, 1380 by 190 by 8mm. One box has 7 pieces in it. So very, very robust. Really chuffed as well, because when these actually join together, I don't have a big lip there. So they seal really, really nicely. I went for a pattern designed, sort of like a mock wood, purely because it won't show up all the dirt, and should I drop something on the floor and put a pothole in the floor, it's not going to show up. Should it be a nice shiny single colour floor? So that's my logic, and I'm sticking to it, and it's a reasonably warmish colour. The lighting's a bit of an issue because I'm in the garage under a phosphorus light, and also when you're in the shop looking at these, obviously the lighting's slightly different, so just take that in mind when you're actually out trying to select, and especially if you're trying to pick them off the internet. Especially if you're fussy, or if you're just looking after the cheaper stuff, then hey ho, you know, you just deal with it. Which wasn't the case when I was doing this. So I think each box was about £35 in the UK, which is probably about £10 more than the average. The boxes range from about 15 up to 50. 50 being the expensive wood. But I certainly wasn't going to do that because it's too heavy. So I've gone for the range of the thickness between 4 to 12mm. I've gone for 8. So they have a bit of rigidity. So when you're walking on them, they don't flex, even though they look. But when it's on the floor, because the floor is pretty flat, and I've put that insulation underneath, I can stand on one plank and it's not sinking in, and it's a good result. So I'm quite pleased with it. All I need to do now is work my way through the day and get them fitted. Yeah, there you go. Would be easier to do it with 2 people, but that doesn't seem to be the option at present for me. Boo-hoo. But there you go. Right, hopefully I've managed to get through this snapshot without saying so. And also, I've positioned my mic so I'm not muffling all the time. Good times. Right, okay, let me crack on. I wanted to elaborate a little bit more on this section here, because that's the door entrance. Hence, that's why I wanted one for the first step. I wanted a continuous single plank for continuity and not having a split in the middle. So hopefully it will wear and tear extremely well. Now, those who have been watching my videos will know that I've got a baton here and I've got another one roughly there. So in respects to, this is nice and firm here, so it's not going to bow irrespectively. But again, then what I don't want to do, I don't want to have a join here for the first step, because that's where it's all going to get dirty. Obviously, I don't have a lot of options when it comes to the second one, because I do need to split the panels like that, so they're nice and strong across the whole van. I reckon what's possibly going to happen is when I do this panel will have to come out a bit more. Then I'll have to shape it to fit that section there. Otherwise, as you can see from there, I've got a slither there. And the reason I had that other plank here was to see how much, because when I put that here, here and here, so that's a rough indicator. Not even rough. The gap here. Hold on a second, let me just do this properly. We just have to take a moment for our fallen brother. He's been with me a long time, but today he bit the bullet. One of 3 or 4. What can I say? You were good. You did your final task to the end, then died. Good job, I've got a couple more. The realities of working in October on a van when you don't have it in cover. Rain, rain, rain. It's been drizzling all afternoon. I've literally lost the whole day. Managed to get some of the flooring sorted today. I was hoping to have it all done or finalised practically. And nope, no chance, raining. I can't afford for the floor to get that wet. So I had to close the door and find something else to do. So what I've been doing, I cut up the XPS PIR board, being this here. So what I've done, I have made myself a spacer for the max fan. So sealed the inside ring, as you can see. 1 second. And voila, it's going to fit like that. Obviously, there you go. And again, there's only so much I can do with this until I get it on the roof. Then I can mark the sides to where I have to bevel it out to shape the roof. But yeah, pretty pleased. And if you want to know how tough it is, look at that. You can see my fingers going white, hopefully. So it's pretty good. So by the time I've got the metal aluminium spacers on there to spread the weight, that should be ideal. This is 20mm, which is more than adequate. So pretty chuffed with that. It looks like a proper job as well. And it's saved me spending, and that whole piece was like 13 quid, and I've still got half of it left. So it saved me quite a bit of money rather than buying one of those Gucci 3D printed spacers, which is brilliant. So just a bit of time and a bit of ingenuity in finding a material that's going to work adequately. Not bad. So yeah, frustrating day. What can I say? Wish it stopped raining, but it's just going to be one of those things. Hopefully tomorrow will be a better day. Good morning. Right, here we are. I was going to have a massive, elaborate, long, in-depth videoing of me doing the floor. But as you can see, voila, I have a floor. It was easy to do, but very much hands-on. So filming was a little bit of a challenge. Yes, I could have put the camera down, but it was just one of those tasks that once you start, it was really difficult to stop and consider doing the filming. But there you have it. This is a laminate 8mm flooring with insulation underneath it, so it's nice and cushy. All the side beams are all nicely cut out, as you can see. That section is going to be boxed, so the gap around it isn't so important. The gap around that one's a little bit bigger, so not as nicely cut, and that piece there was actually cut slightly short, so we just pushed it up so it matched the end on the end there nicely. And it's that's why there's about a 5mm gap there, but it really doesn't matter because it's going to be underneath the box for the wheel arch. So that's good. Yeah, very pleased. It went down well. It's just a really fiddly job to do. It just takes time to do it. The couple of bits I'm not happy with presently is I'm going to put that looks quite short, but I'm going to put a big trim along there, so not a problem. And is this bit here, the step. You can see I've cut it flush. Which is fine, but it's the pressure here. All the pressure is on that there. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to put something on there to clamp this down. Otherwise that's just going to bend, because watch, it just bends up. So the intent anyway was to actually screw down the edging, but the problem I'm having is actually finding some edging which isn't just the generic aluminium right angle strip and put it on there. I wanted to put something on there that was cosmetically pleasing to the eye, and something that isn't got screw heads or countersunk screws showing. So I've seen a few options. And then the other issue is the length. The lengths, I can get them to fit okay, but it's all subject to where the cabinet's going to come this way. So I can get the strip to sort of come about 1.8, which is about there on the floor. So it will be nicely tied in. Then I need to find a solution for that section there. So wait and see. What I have done, let me show you the rear. I have actually done the step guard on the back. There you go. So what I've done, I've used metal diamond tread plate, and it's nice and robust. I've got putty in the back there, so it's nice. I actually stood on it and pressurized it all down, so it clamped the floor down. Then put stainless steel screws into the batons that I had secured at the back. You can see the little spacers are hardwood spacers that I've screwed into. This is the biggest I could find. That's about a 50mm drop, without wasting too much money. You can get these at a 100mm drop, but that is just ridiculous for the sake of 2 or 3mm. So for the sake of 2 or 3mm, I'm going to put some mastic in there. Some black mastic so it matches, and again, all of this I've made it so it can come off. So should I want to adjust the floor, or there's a problem with the floor, those screws will just come out and I can lift the whole thing up and get to it. And also if I want to take the trim off the back of the bumper, I can do the same thing there. But yeah, all fits nicely. So the gaps aren't too bad at all. A little bit close there, but yeah, overall very pleased. It was a good result. I certainly recommend it. It's not as difficult as it looks. It's just fiddly, and if you've got a partner or friend, or go and find a local hobo or somebody who can help you, it's definitely a lot easier with two people doing it. But once you get the knack of how those boards clip together, then it's spot on. I did have to buy a little tool to help, but it was infrequently used. Hold on, let's go and find it. Dum 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 dum. Whoa, it's a chilly winter's coming, as I keep saying. Right, tool. There we go. I did buy one of these tools. So you put it on the edge of the exhibit A. So what you do, you just put it on the edge, and should you want to hit that end with a hammer, and it bangs it over. But again, rarely used it, but it was a get out of jail option just in case I needed to use it. So boys and girls, yeah, apologies. I wish I had filmed more of the floor, but when you're in the moment trying to get it done, it was more important. And also I was up against the weather. The weather was really crap, to be blunt with you, over the last couple of days. So when the sun was shining, I certainly wanted to make hay to get the floor down and get it sorted. Also got myself a bigger mat, so when I step in I can just take my shoes off and leave it. So because obviously I need to start working on the interior now. I need to put the wheel arch boxes back in and screw those in, get that done, start debating about the electrics, and also sort out the edging here. Get the edging here and get the edging up here. I know some people might say, well, why have you left that gap? Because I may be changing the front double for a single, and until, if I'm going to do that, I didn't want to cut it all in nicely, then find that it's just a total waste of time. So for now, I'm just leaving it like that. I'm happy with that. Or if I put a single in, then I'll just put a different flooring in the front, just so it breaks it up slightly, and just put a piece of trim. So that's not a problem, but it's just a case of cracking on and getting on with it. Right, that's almost 7 minutes of me waffling about a floor that you guys didn't see me doing, so apologies, what can I say? Hopefully it'll probably be more entertaining watching me do the floor rather than listening to me waffle, but there you have it, it's done. Right, okay, hope that inspires a couple of people to do it themselves. And again, I've never done flooring before, so if I can do it, you certainly can as well. So just give it a go, guys. You've got nothing, and gals, you've got nothing to lose.